Well, the time is just gone 7 minutes to 10 as we head towards closure. And this weekend, the big event, the FIFA World Cup 2020, kicking off in Qatar. Now, there are many issues that have been building up in anticipation of the World Cup. And this morning, we are joined by football fan and also a close association with Salam Media, none other than Ashraf Garda, champion South Africa. Ashraf, Assalamu alaikum, Juma Mubarak, and welcome.
Walaikum salam, Juma Mubarak to you and certainly to the listeners, viewers, and everybody connected to Salam Media.
Well, champion South Africa, and we're going to look as to who are going to be the World Cup champions. Now, just I know you've raised this whole issue surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo, saying that he feels betrayed. But just in the build-up to the World Cup, and we know it's going to be a huge event, a massive event. But also, I think there have been a number of issues in the build-up for the wrong reasons. And Qatar, being the first Muslim country to host the World Cup, challenge in more ways than one. You know, we've seen the whole issue surrounding alcohol, surrounding fans, surrounding dress, the whole LGBTQ thing that has been playing out. So this is going to be actually quite interesting to see what actually develops ahead of some of the noises that have been made.
Well, I mean, I think, it's going to be complex, and it's not the only country that's had complex issues racing hosting a World Cup. Meaning I can go 78, but many other countries where there were huge issues around their own internal politics, and they were still granted the World Cup. FIFA themselves, not very holy, if you get my point, in terms of the way they run their organization. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. We don't have enough time to go into the detail, I know that. But, I mean, let's see how what Qatar promised, not in terms of stadiums, but in terms of social interaction, will they be able to deliver, keeping in mind their own social norms and how they accommodate the social norms of visitors to their country who have different social norms. I mean, let's see how that plays out. I don't quite know. We'll have to see from Sunday onwards.
Well, that's left to be seen, but it's about personalities, and it's about players, and we know some of them stand out amongst the rest, and one of them being Cristiano Ronaldo. We know he is in the twilight of his career. We know of the challenges that he has been faced with at Man United, but he is part and parcel of the World Cup, so there's going to be a lot of focus on him, Ashraf.
Well, understandably, I mean, up to now. Between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, you have two of the greatest footballers who've ever graced the earth. I mean, that's the reality. But both of them are in the twilight of their careers, and they both never won a World Cup. And I think only Ronaldo has scored one goal in the knockout stages, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even nothing, right? It's quite an anomaly. So I think there's huge expectation for them, whether they can deliver. Of course, the logic is, the body is the same as what it was, say, 5 years ago or 8 years ago. The mind is strong. So the question is, can they deliver on the big stage? We'll have to wait and see. Nobody can give you a definitive answer, excepting they're obviously usually talented, but their games have had to be modified, keeping in mind where they are now in 2022 versus, where they were, say, in 2010 when they came to South Africa. And both of them, in fact, didn't really perform well in South Africa.
Yes, but also coming into the World Cup with the mindset that Cristiano Ronaldo is experiencing at this point in time, and the problems, and you've obviously made the point about him feeling betrayed as well. He is contracted to Man United. He can't say certain things publicly. What are some of the issues here, Ashraf?
Well, I mean, it's been well documented that he feels let down by the club. He feels over a range of issues. This absolutely world-class icon being put on the bench by a new coach as one thing. He feels betrayed by what he feels that the management, he doesn't give actual names. When his son passed away earlier this year, and then his daughter was ill for a week, and he said they didn't quite believe him. So in a nutshell, there's a high level of mistrust and distrust between a player, an iconic player, and an iconic football club. But having said that, what is also very clear is Ronaldo at this point in time is not the Ronaldo of before. So he loses a lot of his leverage power by insisting to play when he's not performing at the highest level compared to the last 20 years.
Well, what's going to be interesting to see, how he performs at a national level, and how does his national coach actually use him at this year's World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's also been calls. Remember, Ronaldo is not as sharp as he was before. He's obviously lost pace, understandably. He's 38 years old in a couple of months' time, so that's understandable. There's also been talk that not only Man United found that his firepower this year has been less than before, that the Portuguese feel the same way. Now, the question is, if all goes right, here's two scenarios. Everything goes right for him. He leads Portugal to glory, World Cup glory, a phenomenal end. Or they get even to the quarters or semi-finals and he scores like 5 goals, which is not unlike Ronaldo. That's the scenario one. Scenario two, he plays, he doesn't perform well, he gets substituted a couple of times, he gets offended and irritated like he's been at Man United. What does that do for the team now at Portugal? And with World Cups, it is really about a club of players playing for the national team, coming together for 4 weeks and getting it together in that month. And if they don't, if there's dissension in the ranks, things can change and unravel very, very quickly.
Yes, and in all probability, Ashraf, just finally, this may be the final kick of Cristiano Ronaldo at this year's World Cup. I can't see him
Yeah,
participating in
I
future
think
World Cups.
he said he's going to retire at 40. Yeah, he said he'll retire at 40 in terms of professional football. But I mean, he's going to pack up soon. So yes, I think not just Ronaldo and Messi, and I'll include both because they are just such phenomenal footballers. And it's been a privilege, in fact, over the years to watch two of the greatest players, of our time playing, head to head in our era.
Well, definitely, Ashraf. Well, all the best, and I'm sure you're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on the World Cup over the next few weeks, inshallah. But we wish you all the best. We say Jazakallah to you for your time, as always. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. Appreciate your time. Yes, I will enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, next up is going to be Juice 23 by Sheikh Tawfiq Ibn Asair. And with that, I'm going to be signing off. The time is just gone 10 a.m. Have yourself a great Jummah. Enjoy the mercy, the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us not forget to recite abundant durood on our beloved Master Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not forgetting the recitation of Surah Kahf, which is encouraged on this day. And with that, from myself and the team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.